You're listening to podcasternews.com.
Welcome to the LA Story Podcast with Stevie Wilson.
We're here still in the Giorgio Armani suite, as you can see behind, and this is Leeza Gibbons.
Hi.
Hi, and we've got a couple questions for her. She's here at the conference, and didn't you just speak at...
I had a panel this morning discussion about being caregivers for younger children and elderly parents.
Right.
This is the snapshot of a caregiver is a woman between sort of 35 and 50 who is now saying, okay, this is not the life I ordered.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how to be all things to all people, which we know we can never do, so we get frustrated and we fail to be the powerful women that we want to show up as in our lives.
Right. Now, given the consideration of that we've got an election coming up, and so many things have happened that make the stress in our lives even worse, with economy and jobs and all that, what do you feel in terms of all the things that go through your life are maybe the three most important issues that concern you, or in terms of the nation or the world?
In terms of what?
The nation, where we're going?
I think at the top of my list is the one that I believe is on the minds of most Americans right now, and that is education, education, education. And the reason for it is not just that I want my children to get a great education, get great jobs, have great opportunities, open up the world to themselves, but education in the broadest sense. Education is the best defense against the ignorance that creates war and injustice and crime, that creates the bullying, that creates of the elements of society that we struggle with. If we could educate and enlighten and empower, it's the most powerful tool in our entire arsenal that we can have to create the world we want.
Exactly. And
so that's probably that's number one.
That's what Condoleezza Rice was talking about too.
Condoleezza Rice is yet to show us all that she is going to do. I just know, as we all did who listened to her, she has such a future as a major influencer in areas that we haven't even thought of yet. And I love that example of owning her own power as a single voice. Condoleezza said that it's great to find role models and it's great to look for people who've been there before.
Right.
But it's also okay to be the first at anything.
Exactly.
And to have the courage to say, no one's done that before, here I go. That's really cool.
That's very cool. And that's one of the things she said, and it resonated with, at least with me, but I think it resonated with many people because there aren't always people who've gone before. You might be the first one, and it's scary.
It can be. It really can. Life is sweetened by risk. If you're too comfortable, then you're probably not on the right path. If there are no obstacles, get on another road because you're going the wrong way.
Right. Failure actually is a good thing.
It's our only teacher. Our only teacher is to fail. And that's the greatest gift I think we can give our children too, is to guide them, support them, but be out of the way enough so that they have the privilege of failing. Love them enough to say no, and love them enough to let them fail.
Cool. Anything new on your horizon?
I am doing so many wonderful things that are really enriching my soul, and I hope creating a positive ripple in the greater universe as well. I'm still doing Hollywood Confidential, my radio show that I've done forever and a day, and that's my real tether to the Hollywood community, which is my home. I'm still working with developing and selling an entire line of cosmetics called Sheer Cover. That's
I know Sheer Cover
Foundation, and I love that because our core message is empowerment.
Right.
And we get to speak to a real sisterhood of women who want more for their lives, and that's really inspirational. And I am working on creating more and more of our free support centers called Leeza's Place. And we do a lot of caregiving coaching at Leeza's Place. And I have a coaching business called Sheer Inspiration. And our mantra is, who you are today is not who you have to be tomorrow. Encouraging women to embrace the change that they can create in their own lives.
Love it. And do we have a website?
Leeza'sPlace.org is for our caregiver support.
Okay.
And LeezaGibbons.com, all roads lead direct.
Perfect. So we'd like to thank Leeza Gibbons for her time. We know it's hot in here, but it's finally cooling up.
It's wonderful. I love talking to you, and you've got the hottest fishnets and the greatest red shoes on.
Thank you so much.
You do.
This is Stevie Wilson for the LA Story and Glam Media. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining Stevie Wilson on LA Story. Feel free to check out other podcasts and videos. Bookmark it now. www.la-story.com.